Alright, this video right here is just my personal opinion over my years of talking NBA with fans of different teams. This is going to be my top five favorite sports team fans to talk to and the top five most annoying sports team fans I have ever talked to just across the board. Now, I'm going to start by saying the teams that are just that I can tolerate. Like if I meet an annoying fan who's bragging, boasting, or just saying bullshit, and they're a fan of a certain team, I can deal with it. Cleveland Cavalier fans, L.A. Clipper fans, and Detroit Piston fans. When those teams win and one of their fans are just bragging and boasting, we won, you're like, even if they just whipped your team, man, you're like, no, you never win anyway, man. So you gotta win one good time, man. You give them a pat on the back, buy them a beer, and you just go your way. You don't mind losing to a team that loses so much. Maybe even a Bobcats fan for the most part, just because you kind of feel happy for them that their team finally won one. You know. But anyway, I'm gonna start with the top five teams that are okay to talk to. Number five, Oklahoma City fans. I've met nothing but across the board good OKC fans, but they can be volatile though, especially on Westbrook, man. Like what if Westbrook does one play where he just does not pass the ball, they get heated, man. They be just screaming at the TV, Westbrook, you fucking And you're just like, man, come on, chill, man. They're like, but when you sit down, you talk with them. OKC fans are really proud of their team, and they can be humble at times. When OKC is not on a winning streak, they can be humble at times. So number five, OKC fans. Number four, real Miami Heat fans get number four. I sat down and talked to real Miami Heat fans. Fans where if you ask who's the coach, they'll know who the coach is. Who's the assistant coach? They'll know who the assistant coach is. They can name players outside of the big three, and they can name the entire roster from the Hardaway and Mourning eras without even looking at the internet, because they've watched the team for that long. Real Miami Heat fans are actually really good to talk to because they hate the bandwagon fans just as much as we do. And they're not blinded or they don't listen to ESPN propaganda, which is LeBron is the greatest. They'll say, well, he's good at this point of the game. He can work on this a little better. Wade this way that they critique their team. They don't flat out bash their team. They support their team proudly, but they don't just mindlessly say that their team's the greatest without looking at the faults at their team, such as rebounding. So real Miami Heat fans for number four. Number three, San Antonio Spurs fans. San Antonio Spurs fans are always really nice to talk to because they're always real grounded and humble. Because for them to have such a great team, that team goes unnoticed every year, and it has always been that way. They're like, well, you sleep on us, we don't take the playoffs. I bet you we take out two teams in the playoffs if we don't get the ring. They're always real grounded, real humble. So San Antonio Spurs fans are always real good to talk to. The only thing they get pissed about is when Tim Duncan is not called the best power forward in the league. They get pissed, man. They get pissed a little bit, but they're like, oh, you watch too much ESPN. And they just leave it at that. They're real cool, calm, and humble. A little bit like the Spurs. So number three, San Antonio Spurs fans. Number two, Atlanta Hawks fans. ATL Hawk fans are actually real, real cool people. And I didn't notice this until the 2011 semifinals when the Bulls and Hawks played. My roommate was a Hawks fan and I was a Bulls fan, and we threw jabs at each other every day about our teams and whatnot. But for the most part, it was cool. It was nothing heated. It was just fans being fans, and at the end of the day, he didn't make no excuses. He lost his bet, paid his money, he bought me beer for an entire week, and then I ended up buying him beer because I called the Bulls beating the Heat, and the Bulls lost to the Heat, so I bought him beer back. So yeah, Atlanta Hawks fans are pretty cool. So number 2, ATL Hawks fans. Now the number 1 sports team fans I love to talk to, Dallas Maverick fans. I love talking to Maverick fans. Maverick fans talk. They talk what they really know. You know, they don't go way off on a tangent. If their management sucked at something, they'll call it. You know, when Mark Cuban just says something ridiculously retarded, they'll call that too. You know, they're real humble. When the Mavericks won their championship, they didn't get all crazy about it. They were happy for it, but at the same time, they were like, well, this. It was teamwork. It wasn't just Dirk. You know, you have all the casual fans saying, oh, well, Dirk in the post, oh, that's why they won. But Mavericks fans are like, look at the whole team, man. So I love talking to Dallas Mavericks fans. So that's my number 1 teams to talk to right there. Now for the top 5 team fans I hate to talk to. Honorable mention, Philadelphia 76er fans. Why? Because to this day, you guys love to brag and boast about how you guys beat an injured Bulls team last year. To this day, you know, you spent all that money on Andrew Bynum, who has done nothing but grow his hair in Philly, and you guys sit there and you guys, oh, we beat the Bulls, man. They didn't have Rose and no one got hurt, but we beat the Bulls, man. And then y'all got knocked out the next round, so shut the fuck up. So number 5 fans, Indiana Pacer fans. Why? Because Indiana Pacers, they look at Chicago Bulls fans and our team, and they blame everything on us. Like, Indiana gets unnoticed because of Chicago's in our same division, and well, you won a division this year, and no one still notices you. So you blame us for every fucking thing, man. Come on. But the one redeemable quality about Indiana Pacer fans is when you talk to them about actual ball, they know what they're talking about most of the time. You know, they know their team. They remember Reggie Miller. They can go into the history of their team. And they actually know their team. They'll brag about the ABA. You know, they'll go way into that. You know, so number 5, Indiana Pacer fans. Number 4, I'm sure everyone can relate to this. New York Knicks fans. I don't even think I need to go into that. But I will anyway. New York Knicks fans, no matter how terrible their team is throughout the year, they're the loyalist fans, and it's good in that way. You know, they're loyal, they never abandon their team. But it's like, just admit it when your team isn't perfect, man. Like, they're sitting down right now, counting the days until New York can play Miami. And even though everyone's like, you're a 3-point shooting team, man. Miami's gonna crush you again. And no. You know, so they're real stubborn people to talk to. So they're a bit annoying to talk to sometimes. But their loyalty, I mean, they're just annoying to talk to because they're so stubborn. Number 3, Utah Jazz fans. Because Utah Jazz fans, they're like the emo kids of the NBA, man. They just sad about everything, man. They see a Chicago Bulls fan. We should have won. Jordan pushed them on that last shot. Or the year before that, they want to say some bullshit about that. Or the year when they played the Lakers. It's always someone whining and complaining about something that happened before. Now, if y'all want to whine and complain about that game a few days ago, I understand that. Y'all got cheated by the Lakers in that game, but y'all still sad and butthurt over some shit that happened 10 years ago, man. Even OKC fans let go of the finals last year, even though they got cheated. They got cheated in 5 games. 5 games in a row they got cheated by the refs, you know. But Utah fans just emo, man. Just sad about everything. Every time I talk to them, man, they're like, we got a good team, man. You know, I'm like, what the fuck, man? Goddamn. All right, number 2, Miami Heat bandwagon fans. I'm sure anyone can relate to that. Anyone can relate to this. Not just even Miami Heat, because the thing about bandwagon fans in general, they jump from team to team. Because the Miami Heat bandwagon fans, once upon a time, were LA Laker fans. And before that, they were Detroit Pistons fans for 1 year. And then they were Laker fans. And then they were Philly fans. And then way back, they were Bulls fans. They just jump from team to team. Whoever is the flavor of the year of ESPN, they jump onto that team. They buy all the jerseys and merchandise. and then they don't wear them a year later until the team starts winning again. But right now, it's just Miami Heat fans, bandwagon fans, because I've never seen bandwagon fans be as arrogant until the Miami Heat came together, until the Big Three came together. It just went, what the fuck, man? Even when Kobe was in his prime, man, Laker fans weren't that bad, man. They were, man. So you already know who number one is. LA Laker fans are the number one most annoying fans to talk to. Number one. They troll everything to do with basketball on the internet. They're just beyond arrogant. Beyond. There's not a word to describe how arrogant Laker fans are. They're having one of the worst seasons ever. And it's like, it's okay, man. We're going to get the ring. We're going to get the ring. We're going to get the ring. And I'm like, dude, no, you're not. Yeah, we are. Yeah, I guess if the referees keep rigging your games, you're going to. But, dear God, man, come on. Laker fans, there are all these fans, the arrogance of Heat bandwagon fans, the New York Knicks stubbornness, and the Indiana Pacers. When something doesn't go their way, they want to blame it on something else. That's a Laker fan. All wrapped into one. Not Kobe fans. There's nothing wrong with being a Kobe fan. Kobe fans can be just as annoying, but Laker fans are the most annoying fans in basketball. I don't mind Boston Celtic fans. Maybe because we basically run the same defense. And every time I sit down at a Bulls versus Celtics game, it's all love back and forth between both fans. But Laker fans, they just hate on people all day. Day and night Laker fans be hating, man. They got a fucking squad of people hating on every team in the NBA. So that's all I got for best sports team fans to talk to and the worst sports team fans to talk to. Like and subscribe. I am out.